Just because sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, David's gonna edit that out, and then it's in, and I'm like, damn it.
That's like David's like gag. That's like what David does.
Not the way I used to do.
Oh, it was bad, bro. Like it got to the point where it's like I would ask you to edit stuff out sincerely, and I'd be like, he's not going to.
No, you can never do it on the podcast. You have to text them after and be like, hey David,
this
you're
part of the pod. Like if I do it afterwards,
can you please do it? But if it's during the podcast, he does not give a shit.
Does not give a shit.
That's always how
like all this is going to be edited out because
why? This is the stuff you leave in.
Why editing this part out, David?
This is the behind the scenes.
David, how do you not know what to edit out at this point?
Hey, don't talk about our producer like that.
His editing skills are great, but he's editing out the parts that should be edited out.
I liked when David.
I feel like we're having a great conversation right now.
When David put the pictures in that like showed our fake ads that we did.
I love our fake ads.
Yeah, me too.
What pictures?
Like on the last one, we did the products, and you added the photos in the YouTube video.
We should get like a little baby green screen on his laptop.
Yeah.
Would that help you?
No.
Okay. Never mind.
I just overlay it. I just overlay it.
Dude, what are some weekly things that you guys look forward to? David, what's like a weekly thing you look forward to every week?
Every week?
Every week.
Whose nose is squeaking? Is that
This
yours?
podcast.
This podcast?
Whose
Nice.
nose is squeaking?
Nice.
I mean, I did that really loud right now.
Dalton.
It's usually Matt.
Go?
It's usually Matt.
Dalton.
Go. Breathe in your nose.
Dalton.
Breathe in.
I did. I'm fine. What's something you look forward to every week? It's you.
What?
It's literally you.
What about
You just
me?
took a giant breath in your nose.
Oh, it probably is me. Oh, sorry guys. I'll blow my nose after our break. I think probably that wasn't me. It's David. found the culprit. I don't know. I don't really know what I look forward to.
There's not one thing you look forward to doing every week.
Probably like drinking with Mo on Fridays.
Oh yeah. You know what one thing is that I look forward to every single
Week. What is it, Matt?
Our intro.
Roll it, David.
Roll it.
Oh, that's not what I
You
thought you were
son
going
of
to
a
say.
bitch! Bro, I teed it up. I even said it so specifically. I'm
We
drunk.
read for a whole hour and you couldn't have that ready.
I'm drummer.
It's the most David thing to do ever.
Bro, we have a checklist.
We were too busy right now.
No, I had it
That's
teed up and everything. I just didn't have it on the
On the
I can
screen?
usually see where
So you had
this
to go
is
through tabs
coming.
to get it?
Yes.
I was like, literally, as I said it slow in my head, I'm like, come on, David, you can do this. You can do this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Week 75.
Week 75, guys. That's 7 times 749 plus 150 plus 2, 670 plus 5, 75.
And as always, we're your hosts. I'm Drumm.
Wasn't last week 75?
You do
No,
this
because
every
you just
week.
told me right now that the YouTube episode was
we
wrong,
did
which
73.
was 73.
I want a week where you don't question the week and you just go for it.
Go with the intro.
Okay, we have to go in reverse.
I'm Drumm.
No. Oh, no. I thought you wanted to do the whole thing all over again.
No, just the drummer. I'm not counting again. You kidding me? I got it good.
And as always, we're your hosts. I'm Drumm.
And I'm Drummer.
And welcome back to our podcast. This is the podcast about brotherhood and the 3 S's: storytelling,
Self-improvement.
and the supernatural. David just kicked the shit out of the camera.
David!
Keep going.
Oh my goodness.
They know now, so I have some leeway.
All right, you got some leeway. All
All right, so Matthew has a story he would like to tell you guys about something we like to call TikTok. You actually all might know us from there.
Yes.
We're all pretty famous.
So if you know any social media, there's an algorithm that is updated from time to time, and it likes to show you the content or the products that you already enjoy, because that's an easy sell.
It's maybe the best algorithm of all the social media.
TikTok fucking kills it.
You know which algorithm's like fucking harsh?
Which one?
Pinterest. Okay, so there's one time I was on Pinterest and I love looking at fantasy artwork on there.
Yo, Pinterest gives me some fucked up shit.
Okay, yes. Here's the reason why.
Oh, okay.
So I'm on Pinterest and I'm going through this fantasy stuff, and I click on this one historical fact, and like leads me to a whole thing. So then I'm like, okay, this is cool. So I read some historical facts, went back, and then I like refreshed it, and then it was a bunch of these hangings.
Yeah, I
And
remember
I'm like,
this.
I looked at one historical fact. I clicked on one thing. I didn't ask for this, and it was fucked up for a few weeks.
Pinterest's algorithm is like
so harsh.
Is an extremist.
It's really.
It's like, oh,
You like
this? Boom.
It's really bad for discovery, but it's really good for
When you're already
hardcore
into it.
niches.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so I only have tattoos and fantasy stuff in there.
Yeah, like I remember seeing it, and Dalton's like, "What the fuck?" Like, what? Because we were at the old house at 721, and Dalton was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I remember walking over and being like, "Dalton, why are you looking at this?"
It was
Like,
just a bunch of
what the hell?
hangings.
It was,
and people
it was,
getting stabbed.
It was gnarly.
like it was terrifying.
Yeah.
I was like, I know I like some dark things, but this is a little much for me.
So, other than Pinterest algorithm,
back to
right? Going
TikTok.
back to TikTok's algorithm. So, I finally, probably about like the last month, because I use TikTok sparingly. I don't really use it that much every night. But it finally was like giving me consistent content that I actually enjoyed. Like I looked forward to it. I was
Like everyone was alike.
yeah, it was just like a banger after banger. I'm like, hell yeah,
You were like-
hell yeah. And fucking ice in my veins. Also, it pisses me off that nobody really knows where that comes from, but whatever.
Well, where does it come
I
from?
went to Matt's room. I just looked and I went.
I'm like, do you even know what that means? Do you like? And
I said ice
did.
in my veins.
you said ice in my veins, but you said
For
ice
all
in
the
my
listeners
veins.
out there, Dalton took his fingers and put
And-
it on his veins.
Yeah, and it's you guys know from basketball. It's ice in my
Shut
veins.
up! No, your exact words are it's from TikTok. And I'm like, no, it's from basketball. After you sink it through, you tap
go-
your veins. Like, oh, I got ice in my veins. Like I'm just fucking wet. Like just
All right.
wet.
Ew, keep going.
I still don't see the connection.
Yeah, it doesn't
I-
make sense. Why
so
would you?
If you have ice in your veins,
and
how does that make you a
you literally
good
would be able to move your arm.
shooter?
Because it's like you're just like hitting shot after shot after shot. You're just fucking.
Is
But
that
why
cold?
does that mean you have ice in your veins?
I don't know. It's just fucking what basketball players
Dude,
explain
you
it
don't even
as.
play basketball.
I've actually played a lot of basketball.
He has.
I have.
Keep going with
Anyways,
TikTok.
so Dalton's on the couch the
Don't
other night,
care.
and I'm like, "Hey, Dalton, dude," and I was saying something, and Dalton, what were you trying to accomplish? I still don't understand why you took my phone.
So there's something called a cache on your TikTok, and if you go to your account, you go to settings, you could see how many videos you've looked at, and mine's like 356 million or something crazy like that. So it'll show you how many TikToks
Million?
you've watched. Yeah,
Million.
yeah. Give my phone. I'll show
No,
you.
no,
right now.
not even like 1 million. 356 million.
Yeah.
there is no way you have looked at 356 million videos, Dalton.
Give my phone.
There's no way. Oh, and you remember how to fucking do it now? So Dalton was completely sober, and he took my phone, and he got like stuck by opening and reclosing the same part of my fucking settings.
380 million.
Dude, what the fuck?
the camera. Show the camera.
380 million.
It actually says 380M. Are you sure that's million, not like megabytes? Because cash.
You gotta think. 10 minutes.
But
10 minutes
no,
of
no, no,
scrolling.
No, but my point is that cash,
It's pretty easy to do.
like when something is cached, it's in like kilobytes, gigabytes, megabytes. It's
Yep.
not in like millions.
It's
Are you
just-
sure that M doesn't mean megabytes?
It could. I'll stick with million.
Which is still a lot of
No,
videos.
cache is usually like an item count.
That's
Is
what I
it?
thought.
So it's a video count.
Actually, you
Yeah,
should
because in
know.
Age of Empires 3, you play this mission and you go and you take out these ammo caches, and it explains how much is in this ammo cache, like how much ammo is
but
It's
if,
in it.
if
time-
it's a quantity value,
It's time
with
for.
Dictionary with Dave.
It's Dave, dictionary with Dave,
I almost-
dictionaries. David's our dictionary.
All right, so you're both right.
Hell yeah.
It is a noun. So it's a collection of items of the same type stored in a hidden or inaccessible place. Or
But megabytes
an,
would be
an auxiliary memory from which high-speed retrieval is possible.
But
Thank you, David.
Megabytes would be MB, so I think you are right.
Yeah. Especially because when TikTok uses M for the view count too.
You got megabytes.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. Anyway, so Dalton gets stuck opening and closing the same fucking setting to try and show me whatever he's gonna show me, and then he goes, "Oh no, it's this one." Then he goes to cache, and then instead of just showing me the number on the screen, he hits watch. Then he hits delete cache, and then he like had this moment where he sat there staring at my phone like, "Oh no." Oh no!
I realized in my head everything played. He was like, "Wait, the cache? It's everything that you've ever looked up. Oh, that's the algorithm. Oh, fuck."
And then he looks at me and goes, "Matt," and I go, "Did you just reset my algorithm?" And he goes, I take my phone, I go to home, and it's just these fucking women just dancing, and I'm all, son of a bitch.
Yeah, it all restarted.
So I went to my following, and I just went through and liked the videos that the people that I follow, hoping that would like reset everything. Like, oh, this is what he likes early on. Let's just give him this. But no.
Matthew wants financial TikTok.
I've seen nothing but just fucking dumb videos that I don't enjoy at all. And I'm restarting. Here we are a year later from when TikTok.
But that adventure is so much fun.
If you know Matt, you can send him videos and it will affect his algorithm.
Fucking Ernesto.
Yeah, every
bro.
little
Ernesto's anything Ernesto says me past fucking 10 p.m. I do not watch.
Don't ever.
Doesn't matter
on
as long as
on Twitter, on TikTok, anything, because it's always just like
He sent some wild shit.
Yo, he sent stuff, and I'm like, who sent you this? Because like they hate you.
And why do you think it was a great idea to send it to me?
Or why did you find this? Like, what have you looked up? Because like someone like
I honestly think his algorithm is complete insanity,
bro, especially on Twitter. On Twitter, he sends me things, and like one time I watched this fucking video at 3 a.m. and I was up and I did not go back to sleep.
That video was not scary,
bro.
Such a baby.
It tripped me out, dude.
Can I say that 2 hours after you watched that oven video, you sent it to me and I forgot all about it and I watched it. And I dropped the phone on my face.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, that one really gets you. I always get those ones. I don't ever like those.
Is it the one that scared you in the kitchen the other day?
Yeah. So there's this one video where this guy's like, "Oh, we got a rat problem, and I cooked the rat on accident. It's in the oven." And he like goes to the oven, and like like I was physically understood, like I mentally understood that this was gonna happen.
What was going on?
I was prepared, and it still fucked me up because what he did different though is instead of going straight into the camera into the oven, he went to the camera and opened the oven first, and was looking somewhere else and put the camera into the oven, and it was just a hairy ball, but he like flung it forward, and it fucking just went it looked like it was crawling. It was insane. It was
crazy.
Gets me every time. The baseball one gets me. I get so mad. I'm like, don't fucking do that to me.
Did you ever see the video? What was the one where it was like, it's an aerial shot of this road? I know you've seen it. I don't know if you've seen it. It's an aerial shot, and it's like this road that's surrounded by this forest.
Love
and
it.
It's like follow the car, and you're following the car.
That's an old school commercial.
Oldest.
That was maybe one of the first ones that made that kind of thing big.
And you just follow this car, and you're just so focused on it, and then all of a sudden it's the fucking what's that?
Exorcist
it's the Exorcist.
No,
face.
that one was just a zombie woman that just popped up and screamed.
Oh, really?
The one you're thinking of was the Maze game, and it was
yes. Fuck that game. Yes, I know. I was actually talking about the original one, but yes, that game.
That's the one that has the Exorcist girl.
Yeah, so it has you go through like 3 levels.
I know it's one level, but like the beginning is really
like
wide tunnels.
Yeah, super easy, and it gets narrow towards the end. So you have to really, really focus,
and you have to like lean in to like follow the tunnel.
That.
and you really focus. It goes up and down and up and down, and then boom. And then it's just like
not okay.
Fucking,
not okay.
Hey, I hope everybody jumped in the
Don't
fucking
do
car.
that.
Yeah, everyone jumped in the
Not
car.
okay.
Hopefully you safely jumped in your car.
Safely jumped. Hopefully
Sorry,
no
guys.
prizes
But apparently, you don't even need to be driving your car to get in accidents anymore.
Amen.
Because Tesla
I was
had
like,
a
David,
car.
what did you do?
That relates to something else for Dalton.
It does sound.
Yeah, so Tesla had a driverless car crash and killed 2 people.
I wonder how much they're gonna get sued.
Well, they're dead. So.
Well, no, I mean Tesla's a whole.
Oh, Tesla getting sued.
Yeah.
Well, they were in. It was 2 passengers. One was in the back seat and one was in the passenger seat. So no one was in the driver's seat.
Wow.
So I
Wait, so these are people driving the Tesla?
There was autopilot.
So they own the Tesla.
They owned the Tesla.
Oh,
They took it out.
Not the people in the other car.
They crashed into a tree.
This is the second time I've heard something like this. So I knew someone that owned a Tesla and had been out. And had, I mean, they're still alive. I know them.
Knows them.
But they were, sorry. So they were out and they were like, doing whatever, and they were going home. They used the auto, pilot, whatever, but they were still in the driver's seat.
Do they have the upgraded version or regular auto, where it's only on the freeways?
Homie made money, so definitely the upgraded
probably
version,
full
right?
auto, yeah.
And so, but all of a sudden, so the problem with the auto drivers or whatever, like the autonomous drivers, is, how like on the freeway right by our house, they're under construction. Even for me, there's a point where it's like they're adding new lanes, and so they need to make the freeway smaller. So where the normal lanes are, they don't cover that up. They just add like a thicker white line to show where it goes.
I hate it.
So there was something like that going on, and the car didn't understand what was happening.
Because that's how it uses. That's how it like censors.
Yeah, it guides itself, right? And so this is like I am in risk management. That's what I do for a living, and that's something that is overlooked and not addressed yet, right? So the cars go and they don't know which way to go, so they stick with whichever way. And in this incident, it stuck with the wrong way, and they ended up fucking like blasting a pole on the freeway and like totaled the car. Everybody was fine in this incident, but like they were suing Tesla because like, you say it's like supposed to be safe. You say all these things, but it didn't live up to the hype,
Wow.
Yeah. So there's still like, I mean, we're at the beginning stages of this. So unfortunately, there's going to be stuff like this. There's stuff that can be done in labs, but you can't really calculate for real life a lot of times.
Wear and tear on tech, man. It's all moving energy.
Yeah.
But do you think there's going to be a point where it's all self-driving cars?
We could do that now, dude.
All self-driving? No.
Look,
I don't think so.
that technology has been around for so long. The government doesn't want to give it to us, so we had to discover it ourselves in the public. But in private eyes, where the money is, where the private military controls everything, the blacklisted projects, those things, they have that tech already. They're already doing UFO shit. We just can't know about it.
What were you going to say, Matt?
So, for all of the old listeners, this is a topic that we used to bring up. And for the new listeners, we used to talk a lot about the Mandela effect. But the Mandela effect was...
You sound like Smeagol over there with your nose.
Sorry, I'll take it away from him.
That might be me. Okay, we all...
Honestly, allergies is fucking all of us up today.
Yo, my allergies have been bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the Mandela effect, for those of you that maybe don't know...
It was one of our first Is It Cannons.
One of our first Is It Cannons.
Was it really?
Dalton,
Yeah.
will you explain the Mandela effect?
No.
Okay, so the Mandela effect
Do
is...
you not know it?
I can't remember. I feel like I don't explain things well as a human being.
Okay, I got it. So the Mandela effect is essentially that we have shifted universes, right? We moved to a parallel universe, and now there are things in this universe that are different from the original universe that we are in. So we're currently in the phase of the aliens, whoever controls the world that we live in, just gently moving things around to essentially make us forget. It's like a subtle transition into this universe.
Like the way the Flintstones are spelled.
The Bernstein Bears.
Bernstein Bears. That's
Flintstones too.
Flintstones
Oh, really?
too?
Because it's Flint Stones
Not Flynn.
and not
Stones.
Flintstones.
Oh, okay.
Do you think California? Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Are you talking about the...
So California flag?
Just go.
We'll get there after.
All right. So anyway, so there's little things. Popular ones are the Bernstein Bears, the way Chick-fil-A is spelled, and one of them actually hit close to home. That's a newer one that I honestly, if we shifted in 2012, it makes perfect sense.
Can I guess?
Sure.
Give me 3 guesses.
Would that be the Aztec calendar?
No, Dalton, go.
Cheerios is
Nope.
now churros.
Nope.
Churros.
Imagine.
Can you? Is that true or
Well,
not?
no, you would be, because it's still called Cheerios, but you'd be like, it's Cheerios now, but before 2012, it was Churrios.
Churrios or something like that.
Yeah.
Something crazy.
No. Are you just guessing or
I'm guessing.
Oh, I thought these were new ones that I
These are
hadn't
good
heard yet.
guesses, though.
Okay, yeah.
These are pretty. That's a quality guess.
Great one. First one, no, wrong. Go.
Ding dongs or
Nope.
dong dings.
Nope.
That could happen.
I can see that.
Everybody keep an eye out. That's a future Mandela effect. What do you think?
I don't think they'd notice if it happened successfully.
Nah, people would notice.
I feel like they want people to notice. That's the point of the Mandela effect.
They do not want people to notice.
This one I've actually heard is something with Donkey Kong.
No, but
something with
I
Donkey.
need to know about this one.
There's one with Donkey Kong for sure.
You talking about Curious George and his tail?
No,
Oh, I heard about
I
that
just saw that one.
Okay,
I just saw that one.
So for those of you that don't know, I was a women's shoe salesman.
Oh god,
The year
of
2013. In the year 2013, I worked at a store called J.C. Penney.
Shop for less
instead of J.C. Penney's.
Oh, that's Ross.
No. So when I worked for the store was spelled J.C. Penney, Penney.
What?
I'm pretty sure it's just Y.
It's
No.
Penny.
So before 2012, it was spelled Penny. When I worked for there, I have a name tag, Penney.
Where's your name tag?
Pull it out right
it's in
now.
my room.
Go.
Not in my. It's in the. I don't know where it is. It's in the garage somewhere. I have
Full
it though.
of shit.
No.
There's no way.
Have you looked up pictures from the 80s that show it's JCP?
No, so I watched it. So back to the fucking algorithm. So now I'm in fucking conspiracy TikTok again. I thought So they brought this one up, and I was like, yo, this one hits home. And so they asked the question. They're like, how do you spell J.C. Penney? And I remember saying Penney because I remember thinking that it was spelt so weird in 2013.
That it had the extra E.
It had the extra E. Huh?
2013?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was looking at, because I remember we had two name tags. The first one was a white one, right? Spelled Penny, Penny. Then I got a second one, and this is later on into 2013. We went through this whole rebranding phase and all this stuff, and I remember looking at the name tag and being like Penney, and I'm like, that's not how you spell Penny. My aunt's name is Penny, and I've always spelled it Penny. This doesn't make sense. And I remember I left the store and I turned around and I looked at our sign. It said Penney. So
heck?
when I watched this Mandela effect, they were like, how's it spelled? And I spelled it in my head exactly like I just said. And they were like, no, there's not an E, there's just Y. And I remember I looked through the comments and everybody was like, no, that's wrong. It's just a Y. It's just a Y. And I'm like, what the fuck? Was I just a culprit of the Mandela effect?
Is it still right now? As of right now, which one is it?
EY.
No, it's Penny, you dumbass.
No. Cheese?
Right now, it's J.C. Penney with an E.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, so you're saying that it's changed to EY, but everyone believes it's Penny?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, that's your story.
And I'm gonna find the name tag. I know I still have it. I didn't throw it out.
Okay, we'll
It was one of
post
my.
it.
It was
But
one of
the
my.
name tag only confirms that it's spelled with the EY.
I don't know. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's.
That's insane.
I should have both because I remember they were on the fridge for a while.
That's insane.
So mom might have them.
Mom might have them, yeah. Wow. Sometimes I think that Mandela effects are just people who didn't realize they had grammatical errors in their writing.
Because I have a 1993 catalog, a Christmas catalog, that has the spelling with an EY.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is that I know it as an EY, but there was a million people saying it was just with the Y.
Dalton, were you talking about the T's?
Yeah, Californians can't pronounce anything with their T's.
We've never done that.
I didn't know that.
And we can't test us right now because if we say we can't ask someone to say a word.
Yeah, because then they're
we're
gonna enunciate.
Yeah.
Also, do any of you guys? So I've been told multiple times that I go in and out of accents.
Yeah, you go in and out of a Boston accent because
Yeah.
Annalise says that all the time.
Annalise is very
A
committed to
Boston accent?
that. Annalise, ever
She's
since I
all-
met her,
Have you ever noticed that Dalton has a Boston accent?
What is the can you hear some of
dude,
that?
I don't know what she's talking about.
Rachel has the Chicago A sometimes. The A.
I've heard that. Yes, I've heard that.
I haven't.
It'll be like if she needs to drink a water, she'd be like, I need to drink my water. Or maybe that's not even Michigan, like
That's
Chicago.
like
That's
middle-
like Minnesota or something.
Yeah.
It's because she had fucking what's her name as a roommate from Minnesota.
No, this is when I met her. She was saying this.
Some Midwest shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
The Oz.
I got a question. What do you think there is to do in like Iowa?
You know what? I was talking to someone about this. No, was it you guys?
We talked a lot.
We was talking about Twitch, and we were just talking about video games and how I was like, what the heck? How are these people putting so much time into these video games, like hundreds of hours, and two, how do these people get so good at Rocket League or Call of Duty or
nothing else to
Fortnite?
do.
And then it was like all of these big time streamers must be coming from the middle of the country
Probably.
because there's
Nothing.
you
to
play
do.
football or you play video games.
And let's be honest. If all three of us were in the Midwest, none of us would be playing football.
I'd be
I'd probably be playing football.
No.
I would have tried to play football.
You would have tried, yes, absolutely. I would have also tried. I would have gotten.
But he would have been caught acting under the bleachers.
I just want to be Romeo.
But yeah, they have. That's why they're able to stream for 6-7 hours.
So the reason that I noticed this is because Dalton maybe watched some streamer that apparently was really good at Rocket League. And
Okay.
he was just I apparently came on an off night. He was just really high and like
He was a tool that day, but he's good.
he was on one. He was just on one. But like
What's this guy's name?
I don't know. But he was
I'm gonna give him a shout out,
on
Teddy.
one. But he just I don't even know what he was doing. But his room was fucking massive.
That's not his room. That's his living room.
Oh, was it his living room?
He just moved in there by himself.
Do you know what state he lives in?
because he can do that because rent is super cheap out
Yeah,
there.
no, he doesn't. I think he lives in like Texas or something. Somewhere-
Texas seems like a cool spot. Like, I don't know.
I'm not dissing.
No,
where he lives. I'm just-
But in my head, it's like, oh, he can afford that, like that spot. Like his room is that big because he lives in the middle of nowhere and there's nothing else to do.
Forky.
Yeah, and
Forky, yeah, that
we're
guy.
probably being like super ignorant. I'm sure there's tons of stuff to do, but like
Yeah, like
when
a-
you
a
live
drink or something.
on the coast, as we do in Southern California,
You can literally
there's so much.
you can
more
go snowboarding, hiking,
to the
surfing.
to Disneyland.
to Disneyland,
You can go
and
find
clubbing all in the same day.
Yeah.
And you can go find rich people and famous people.
But I don't think we're too far off either, because like there's towns
Really
where
good brunch.
there's towns in the Midwest where it's like Target is 45 minutes away.
Yeah, like our uncle lived in
Sugar
Arkansas.
Climb.
He lived in Gainesville, Arkansas. Gainesville, Missouri.
Missouri.
Gainesville, Missouri. And the closest subway was 30 minutes away at a gas station. Everything closed by 7 p.m. And in my head, I'm like, well, fuck yeah. If that's the town I lived in, I would do nothing but play video games.
Yeah.
Or you just go out and you're blowing up
No,
fireworks.
but the thing is
skating.
you would do as much as you could during the sunlight, but for half of the year, it gets dark early. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What are you gonna do?
What are you going to do?
That's
Sorry,
what it was.
what are you gonna do?
We had friends over and we were watching a board game review, and this dude.
Oh, what's
had
that YouTube channel?
That sounds amazing.
The tabletop or
Yeah, tabletop.
Okay,
I like
with
that. I
Will
like those
Wheaton.
guys. Yeah, yeah.
There's that one which they just ended, so they don't make new videos anymore.
Why?
Just not enough funding.
Was it the guy that we try to go see?
No,
Oh,
that's Dan Harmon.
Those
Harmon
guys
Quest.
are cool. That was fun.
That was cool.
That was a good
That
time.
was super
That was
fun.
cool.
But there's a channel called the Dice Tower that just makes reviews for all the stuff. And so he was in front of his wall. I'm assuming it's his office, but it was like tons of board games. And my friend Ruby was like, who plays that many board games? And I was like, dude, this guy's probably in the middle of the country.
The
you know?
country, yeah.
So when all you got is that, you play board games at night with your family or you play video games.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with board games. I have a hard time with just with board games.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we're lucky to have David because David does the rule reading. He reads the rules and
Yeah, I
explains
had
it all
to do
to
that a
us.
couple times, and it is rough.
I hate it, dude. I just hate that there's rules for everything. Like, why can't we just try it? But no, we have to understand how the game works. And you and your sisters, you guys are all on top of it.
Uh-huh.
You need at least a basic understanding.
But you guys make it fun. If you guys were not in my life, I would not play any board games ever in my life. Just being honest, me, Matt, never.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd just be playing Sorry, because that's really easy to understand.
Or a Parcheesi.
Even then, that's numbers, and I don't fuck with
Us
that.
and Bob Bagnall and his brother. Fuck, we got down with some Parcheesi.
We did play a lot of Parcheesi, yeah.
A lot of Parcheesi. That's the whole story. Truth and Dare Parcheesi. I don't know what episode that is.
Truth or Dare, Sorry.
No, it was Parcheesi.
It was Sorry.
It was Parcheesi.
It was Sorry.
I will throw money on this.
I will throw money on this too, dog.
I will throw money on this
I will
right
throw
now.
money on this right now.
But
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Sorry.
Should we do our tester segment right now?
Oh, Lord of the Rings MMO canceled. Wait, can we?
Tester segment.
Yeah, the video game one.
What is MMO real quick?
Bro, literally the thing we fucking did right before this. Or do we need a break?
What's the MMO real quick?
Yeah, let's do that. We'll take a break and then come back and we'll do that.
I'm excited for you guys to hear
Yeah,
this.
that's
fucking
right,
crazy.
because it's technically going to be a segment since we're going
Yeah,
multiple weeks.
Can we go into MMO?
David, were you talking about this Lord of the Rings MMO got
Can you
canceled?
stop talking like with your mouth on the microphone?
Yeah,
It got canceled?
It's like your mouth fucking it.
Yeah,
Can you back up?
I gotta pull a Dalton and say that Amazon was in charge of making a MMO for Lord of the Rings, and they're no longer doing that.
That is so.
I maybe thought Dalton would have looked it up, but or known something about it.
No, actually, I was looking forward to it. I know they're making one.
Yeah.
That's all
What
I
is
heard
what is
about
the
it.
perfect Lord of Rings game?
Oh, dude. Okay.
The third one.
Shut the fuck
The
up.
third game?
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking about the GameCube one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Two Towers.
The Return of the
No,
King.
Return of the King.
No, Return of the King wasn't the fun one. It was the Two
No,
Towers.
Return of the King was funner than the Two Towers. Two Towers was cool, but
Okay.
Return of the King was
Maybe you're
fucking
right. Maybe you're right.
sick.
Yeah. So the perfect like MMO Lord of the Rings game, you can pick between being, a ranger,
Being
or
Elvin.
elf, being, a dwarf, and you get to. I would love it if you get to make your own like area. So like if you're elf, you run the elves.
So Age of Empires, Lord of the Rings edition.
Which is what you had.
Yeah, I have that now. It's great. But I'm talking about like I would love to. I wouldn't ever go to Bree. Bree is such a stupid place to be.
What is Bree?
So it's next to the Shire, next to like Hobbit's town.
Dang,
Hobbiton.
I'm really glad I was gonna put that down as one of the towns for that.
Oh really?
quiz. Yeah.
Yeah. So Bree, I mean, the game that I play, it literally has all the locations mapped out.
Oh, okay.
But where I would want is to be in Dol Amroth, because that's where the true like original humans were, and they weren't called humans. I forget what they were actually called.
Nords.
No, but they were called something specific.
Midgers.
Daltons.
No. But that's where the true, the true humans went on Earth and they did their own thing. Numenorians.
Because they're
So-
normal.
Yeah, because they're humans, but they're also like they can also live to like 100 years old. That's why they're different than normal humans, because they could live for a long time, and they age slower. But
Because
the original Numenorians were from Dol Amroth in that area, and they helped out the elves, and they got that little area, right? But they have the best rangers, and so the rangers can spread out. But being a ranger in Bree doesn't sound like entertaining. Now, being a ranger like in Edenholland or something like that, where the area is closer to Mordor, would be so much fun, because you could see all these like crazy orcs running out trying to get people, and you have to kill them on the run all times. Like those rangers are on some shit, you know what I mean? Or just being like on like western or southern, western or eastern Osgiliath would be amazing, But when it was built, not when it was destroyed, like in the Third Age. Second Age is my time. Second Age, my time. Lord of the Rings for sure. Second Age is when all the cool shit happened. First Age was just a lot of development, but Second Age is where everything was at its peak, so strength, and you have some great battles. Oh my gosh. The Third Age is when everything was downhill for the dwarves, so the dwarves didn't have really a lot of time to like develop themselves. And I just feel like we could learn so much more about the dwarves. They were so interesting.
But so is an MMO the best style of video game?
What were we talking about?
Is the Return of the King was a like action adventure game.
Yes.
The only reason
Any type of RPG for Lord of the Rings, I would be happy with, to be honest.
An
Any game.
An RPG is the best for that property.
Oh, for sure. It just literally
more
makes
than
Skyrim
a fighting
and Lord of the
game,
Rings.
more than
Yeah.
any other style.
Yeah, I don't even need a
card
storyline. Yeah.
I know everybody's wondering, but the only reason I think the third video game is better than the second,
We're still talking about this?
yes,
Okay.
is the third video game, the end of it, when you're Aragorn and you go... Aragorn.
Jesus.
And you fight, like, the last battle. You're in front of the fucking, like, castle or whatever, and there's just all these orcs running at you, and the whole time you just fight.
What castle?
You're in front of some giant fucking wall, and there's just this giant battle at the very end.
That's Game of Thrones.
No.
No, it's not.
The wall.
It's the wall.
No.
I think it's the Morannon.
If you know, send us an email.
No,
or a
I know.
DM.
I know.
Shout
what
it out
is.
before Dalton figures out
Shout
what
it
it is.
and-
then we'll make fun of Dalton for not knowing.
And fill
Ready?
in here.
The Black Gate.
Wow.
The Black Gate.
No, they
You
said
did-
it
they said it
first.
first.
They
You
got
had
it
no
first.
idea.
What a fucking
Bro,
idiot.
you're such a fake fan. Such a fake fan. No, but like I just remember, and I don't know if it's nostalgic, but like I remember me and my cousin Anthony, we would sit in his room and that we would just like we would start this game over.
Those memories.
Oh, so much fun.
Don't start.
Like right after they had installed all the fucking cabinetry, right?
Yep.
So it just smelled like wood and like the
Smelled
like
like
the
wood.
room was tiny.
He
So-
had Teen Titans. Bed sheets.
Yep. So we would sit on the edge of his bed and we would play. We'd play Lord of the Rings.
Oh, that
we
was
would
the
beat
best.
it. We'd replay it. We'd beat it. We'd replay it. We'd beat it. Replay it. But
And that
like,
was our favorite movie.
Yeah.
Like we beat it, we'd watch it, and I would watch them.
Well,
replay it,
that
'cause
was
they
my,
never let me play.
so every single time a new movie would come out, like I don't know, my aunt couldn't afford to go to the movies or something, but like we would always go. My parents would buy the DVD. My parents would watch it. I wouldn't watch it with them, and I'd be like, "Oh, Mom, like I'm gonna take this to Aunt Penny so she can watch it." And then I would take it, and then me and Aunt Penny would make popcorn, and we'd sit down and we'd watch Lord of the Rings together.
Hell
It's
yeah.
fucking sick.
Yeah.
So
God, I
good.
love Lord of the Rings so much. I just love.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with how much you know. Like while you were talking
Oh,
about that,
dude.
I was like, man,
This-
he actually like sat down and read about this stuff.
I listened to. I tried to read the Silmarillion. Don't do that. It's really hard. But they have a podcast that goes into detail about the Silmarillion chapter by chapter, page by page, and explains the ideas of these elven gods and why they created like Morgoth.
So it's a much more active and engaging
Yes,
way to learn about
They're
it.
having a dynamic conversation about these characters and what they're going through at that point in time.
One is being in a class about the Silmarillion, and one is reading the textbook of the Silmarillion.
Yeah.
See, I wish I was like that
That's
into
amazing.
something.
It's really easy to do it. Just listen.
You are. It's just yourself.
It's just like insurance,
Like
bro.
yourself.
I'm into myself.
Your self-help.
Yo, when I was fucking born, like,
Your self-improvement. Your
yeah,
betterment.
That's your interest, man.
I do have 2 new
That's
books.
why
I'm
you have a
very
lot.
Your
excited
interests are helpful. My interests aren't.
about. No,
neither.
don't. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
They're helpful. They're
okay.
helpful in a secret way. We've
How
had
is-
this conversation before.
We've had this conversation where it's like it's helpful in the way that you pull inspiration from the characters of those. Like people pull
that's right. We
inspiration
did
from
talk about
you
everything.
learn
know
the
what I mean?
lesson either directly, as Matt does, from personal stories,
Yeah,
or
through
you
X,
learn
Y,
the
and Z.
same lesson from
The difference
a
is
fake person.
The difference is you are able to read in between the lines. I can't see anything but the sentences.
That sounds like a song.
Some deep shit right there.
Amen.
What song is that? Read in between.
It's
the
Clairvoyance by Story So Far.
lines. Don't let me go down this road again.
Keep singing that. Keep singing.
You always know where it ends.
Pretty
Sing,
awesome.
sing us into
In
sing us
point
into the
of
break.
leaving, I'm so understanding.
This
I
is
can't
not
play these
clairvoyance.
games. I like her because she's smart.
That's definitely not
That's,
Clairvoyance.
what song is
All
that?
right.
That's from
That
Nick Deep.
was a
That's-
mixture of 7 songs.
That's a picture of me.
That's not the song
Time
that
out.
we're talking
You'll
about.
Time out
be
for
a part
Dalton.
of- Part of me.
You're fired.
Part of
Time
me.
out.
Part of me. Neck
You're
deep.
done. Goodbye.
I can't believe you got that mixed up. I need a break.
Part of me. Neck down. Or neck deep. Neck down.
Support for Drum and Drummers is brought to you by
Manscaped.
who's the best in men's below the waist grooming.
Manscaped.
Offers precision engineered tools for your...
Family jewels.
They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience.
Manscaped.
Is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. We have an exclusive offer for our listeners. 20% off plus free shipping with code DRUM, DRUMM at manscaped.com. Manscaped has created the best ball hair trimmer ever, the Lawnmower 3.0. Their third-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. I now feel confident shaving my boys.
Manscaped threw in 2 free gifts into their perfect package. A pair of high-performance Manscaped boxer briefs that'll keep your junk feeling fresh all day. And a travel shed bag to store all your grooming goodies.
Get 20% off plus free shipping with code DRUM, DRUMM, at manscaped.com. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code DRUM, DRUMM, at manscaped.com. That is 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use code DRUM, DRUMM. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with
Manscaped. What kind of dad are you going to be? You're going to be funny dad, or you're going to be like a grumpy dad? You're going to be grumpy.
You think so?
I think you'll be grumpy, but just like how you are with me. Like, when like nobody's around, it's just us hanging out, you're kind of a dick. But when everybody's around...
Oh, my God.
You're so mean to me.
What are you talking... Dalton, okay, if my children need the amount of... Okay, let me put it this way. If people ever ask me, Matt, are you worried about having children? I go, no. And you want to know why? Because there's no way my children will need as much attention as you do in the morning before you go to work.
I do not need that much attention.
Motherfucker, you stood in my doorway brushing your teeth, breathing, waiting for me to turn around to see that you were brushing your teeth as if you needed a congratulations for doing the bare minimum.
I don't even realize I do that.
Bro.
But then I remember that I do that just about every morning.
My door will be halfway open. And then
it always hurts my feelings because sometimes he closes his door.
No, my door will be like slightly closed, right? Like not all the way. And I just hear boom, and the door opens all the way, and it's just Dalton standing there. And it's like what I
like
imagine.
A big dog.
It's what I imagine a toddler, like a parents feel
play, Mom.
When like a toddler's sick and they like come and they just like slam the door open and they just stand in the doorway waiting for their parents to realize that something's wrong. That's how I feel. The problem is
we have great conversations.
We do.
So why are you complaining about it?
I'm not complaining. What I'm saying is that you could also have a great conversation without needing that much. You can walk in and be like, hey, Matt, dude, and then just start talking. And I would probably stop, turn around, and listen.
Okay, but also Matthew's tone. So.
Oh, my God.
Listen to that right there. Look at that tone.
This morning, I'm in my room. I'm in the middle of something. Dalton is going to be deaf by 30. Okay? He loves to play his music incredibly loud. He likes to wear headphones all the time. In his music, he has these subs that are so powerful that he shakes his whole car. He's going to blow his fucking eardrums out, right? So I'm in my room. I'm working. It's like I'm not supposed to be on the clock yet, but I got shit going on, so I'm handling it, right?
Because I work all the time. I'm so busy.
Motherfucker, didn't you just complain about sending 3 emails the other day and how hard it was?
Bro, it was terrifying.
Did you use both hands when you typed?
Yeah, I make sure my typing hands.
I saw this TikTok the other day. Some guy was like, I've never met anyone that types faster than me. And he has 2... We do not need to take a pen and paper to this transaction. Sorry, that's a standard.
Do not bring pen and paper into this.
It's a terrible comedian that we think is hilarious. But this guy on his TikTok, he had these 2 keyboards and he used them both to type. So instead of having 1 keyboard for your left and right hand, he had 2 for his left and right hand, which makes no sense to me, by the way. But it was like super fast,
super efficient.
Anyways, so this morning I'm typing, right, and I'm like trying to write this email, and Dalton goes, Matt, and I'm all, what? And he goes, well, never mind then.
No,
and
I just said never mind.
No.
Yes,
but why did you say that? Why did you say never mind, and why did I react the way that I did?
Okay, I don't react well to certain tones, including if it's Matthew or anybody that I'm close to. Yeah, kind of with David too. Actually, yeah, with David too. It just depends on how you react to me. Like if you give me a straight up like what, I'm not gonna want to respond in any sort of way, and anything I was gonna say instantly goes out my mind, and I'm on to the next thing.
And what pisses me off is my mom says all the time, you guys, about her dog. She goes, you guys, Bella doesn't do well to tones. And Dalton goes, Mom, what kind of fucking dog are you raising that it doesn't do well to tones? And then this morning, I go, what? He goes, Matt, the tone that you use with me? And I'm all, are you fucking Bella? Like, don't tell mom that shit if you're just going to act the same way as mom's dog. Like, stop. Fucking getting me heated over here, man. I'm starting using some bad tones.
We ain't gonna have a podcast tonight.
But yeah, I feel like Dalton's training me to have children.
What was your go-to method of staying home sick?
Oh, I would come into the kitchen. I would put the toaster on. I'd put my forehead over the toaster so my forehead got really hot.
So
then
smart.
I would chug a shit ton of soda. And then I would go in the bathroom. I'd make myself throw up. And then my mom would put my head, sweetie, you're running a fever. I'd be fucking free for the day.
What did the soda have to do with it?
It would just be colorful when I threw it up so it would look dark or something. What did you do?
I would punch I would punch myself as hard as I could in the stomach and then go throw up. I would literally lay in bed and go. My mom would go, honey, why is your stomach all red? I'd be like, because I've been holding it really hard. And then I would go throw up. I never thought to go on top of a toaster. Fevers are so much easier than having legit stomach issues. Maybe that's why I have stomach issues now.
Oh, shit.
But I was smart. I would do it like once every other month
Dude,
or so.
I commend your commitment, though.
I was like, I'm gonna actually be in pain if I'm gonna be sick.
But I didn't like staying home from school. Because there'd be like 1,000 fights a day that I missed, or somebody would throw up.
Well, yeah, no. By the time you hit high school, you want to go to school.
No. Even in elementary school,
there's too much to miss in high school.
No. Even I'm talking elementary school. I had no problem missing high school. I'd find out what happened later. But in elementary school, I would miss, and there'd be like fucking a million things that go on, and I'd be there all year, and nothing would happen.
Oh, I hate school. I never wanted to be there in general.
But then also too, like the rule was like, if I didn't go to school, I couldn't go outside.
Yeah, that was a really hard rule.
If you're too sick for school, you're too sick to get out of bed.
Yeah, you can't skate.
So exactly. So I wouldn't be able to go skate, and so then my mom would get home, and I'd realize, like, dang, I'm really not in school for that long. I have more time at home than I do at school. This sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. It did suck. It did.
It was the worst. I hated it. So then I just kind of stopped doing that. Just went to school.
But I used to like because I go to Papa's. Mom would drop me off at Papa's in the morning. I just go hang out with Papa and Grandma and watch cartoons all day. That was great. Good old young days.
God, you had such a good childhood. I feel like mine was skewed. I hated going to Grandma's and Grandpa's.
Why?
Because I would be bored.
You wouldn't want to watch cartoons?
No, they wouldn't let me go do anything outside. I'd rather go play.
We're different humans.
Yeah.
Well, we're bringing back the deep dive, everybody.
The deep dive.
Deep dive was a month-long segment that we had a couple times, I think. Maybe we tried it once. I think it started as book club.
Oh, yeah.
And then it became deep dive, and that was our October paranormal.
I don't remember deep dive, but I'm gonna let you go with it because I trust you.
Well, we were gonna do topics, and then we just never picked topics, but we got one now.
This deep dive, ladies and gentlemen,
this is going to be a 5-week long.
I was gonna announce
segment.
it. This is going to be a 5-week long segment. Forgot what word I thought you said announcement, so I was gonna say announcement. Just announcing it for 5 weeks.
No context, just so you guys know. All right, what are we going to be talking about for the next 5 weeks, Dalton?
We're talking about The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
But not just the video game.
Lifestyle.
Our producer, D-Rod, likes to party. Has brought to our attention that there's actually a haunted version.
Hold on, and his Twitch channel. You've never played that before?
I think you added a word. You've never played that?
You just talked about tones. And our name has a tone.
That's how I read it, though.
Your name has a tone. You've never played that? Fucking idiot.
No, it's like, you've never played that. Asshole.
You fucking dick.
That's how people take it when I go on people's streams and stuff. They'll think I'm attacking them, and they'll be like,
"Yes, I've played that."
They'll be like, "That's great. I love it."
I mean, as long as they like it.
As long as they like it, I don't.
No, we'll probably.
But yes, so if you guys haven't followed David and his beautiful girlfriend's stream on Twitch.
Not girlfriends, just one of them.
Girlfriends was possessive, not
Your girlfriend's
plural.
possessive?
Yep.
Fucking Rachel.
It was girlfriend apostrophe S.
Thank you, David.
Oh.
But they stream every Wednesday and Sunday, somewhere in the evening time. It kind of
To explain that to me
6:30 to 8:30, somewhere around there. But one of the games that they're playing, so they're playing 2 games, and they throw in a third every once in a while.
Yeah.
They play Majora's Mask. They play Batman's Arkham
Asylum. Come on, man.
And sometimes they play Mario Kart.
I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Did you say all 3 of those?
Same.
He said it.
Oh, did you? Oh, I'm sorry. Anyways, and so with Majora's Mask, David, I guess, somehow found this, and we're going to do the next 5 weeks because there's 5 parts.
It's an urban it's like a legend.
I don't know if it's a legend, though. There's video evidence.
Bro,
Okay.
this is... Honestly, there's not a lot of things that really creep me out.
This is creepy.
Like me and Matthew have talked about it in October. If you guys haven't ever listened to our first season of the podcast, if you guys have to, go to episode, I think, 51, 52, 53, 54.
It was 48, 49, 50, and 51.
Yeah, so go watch our October episodes. It's very easy to find. It says Pronormal. And you can listen to all those. And we've experienced a lot of things. And we've it's kind of hard to creep us out sometimes. It just depends on the situation. But for this stuff, like video game shit,
Yeah,
this shit gets me every time.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So Matt, go ahead and tell us what we're looking at today.
All right, so this is a post, and it is about the game called Majora's Mask. So this individual that's writing this and has experiencing everything, he's a college student and is living his life, and he gets a hold of a Nintendo 64.
Should go about the garage sale stuff.
He's getting there. The name of the story is called Ben Drowned.
Ben Drowned, yes. And remember the name Ben, that's going to be very important. So this individual gets a hold of a Nintendo 64, and he gets super excited because he has all this time now where he can play all of the old games that he never really had time to, or maybe he didn't have enough money to get a hold of.
That's what we all want to do, right? We all want to play the old games.
And you've heard us talk about it. Nostalgia is big for us.
Yeah.
You know, we're very nostalgic people. So he decides, he has a couple games and he has one controller and then kind of like a knockoff one. And so he decides, you know what, I'm going to go garage selling around the area to see if there's any old video games, maybe some old controllers that aren't knockoff ones that work a little bit better, see what I can find.
Yeah.
Goes out, spends a day driving around, finds some good finds, probably Donkey Kong 64 because that was just the fucking best game in the world.
It's a banger game.
And so he finds some games, but he's really looking for Majora's Mask. He really wants to play that game, or maybe even Ocarina of Time, something like that,
Let's
right?
be honest, it's a great game.
So this man has a great intuition. He just always listens to his gut, and it's led him well in his life. And so he's driving back. He's calling it for the day, and he's driving by. And he sees this house, and he pulls over because his gut told him to. So he gets out, and he walks up. And there's this old man that walks up to him. Kind of creepy. He doesn't really know what's wrong with him. He realizes that one of his eyes is kind of like glazed over. So he doesn't really use it. So he like makes himself focus on the left eye to not be rude, which I absolutely respect. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to focus on something. It's really hard. Sometimes people are cross-eyed. You don't know which eye to focus on, and it's really difficult.
Just look in the middle.
Well, and you can ask, but I don't know how awkward that is.
Don't ask.
I mean, they got to be aware of it, right?
Hey, you have a 50
You would think.
You have a 50-50 shot. Just double down.
Yeah, double down.
That's what I would do. I just
I got
double
you.
down.
I got
You see one moving, just look over there.
Yeah.
What if it's a lazy eye and then you're
You're fucked, dude. But so he walks up and this old man comes out of this garage and he walks up and all of a sudden, you know that gut feeling that you get where you're like, oh, I've made a mistake. Like, I should not be here. That's what he says he gets, right? He gets this automatic like feeling of dread. Feels like something is wrong. This old man approaches him and he walks up to him and he goes, hey, man, what's going on? How can I help you? And this guy goes, he's like, immediately, I wanted to leave. I wanted to just end the conversation and leave. But something about this guy was so captivating that I had to stay and like have this conversation. So he throws out the question that all of us, younger individuals throw out to old people to make them feel like, they don't know what they're talking about. He goes, oh, do you have any like old video games? knowing full well this man is too old to know what's going on, right? And he goes, the guy goes, you know what? I do have some. Let me go in the back and find some. So he turns around and he leaves. Walks into the house, starts to look for everything, and comes out. And while he's gone, what does he see, Dalton, when he's gone? Do you remember?
Okay, this is actually like one of my favorite parts.
Because it was he went garage sale shopping, and this guy had a garage sale going on. He wasn't just standing.
He wasn't just
in his garage.
Yeah, that's why he pulled over.
Oh, you didn't say that.
Oh, okay. I felt like that was assumed, but okay.
But now we know.
Now we know.
What the fuck were you saying?
There's a garage sale. So
What else was on?
So the old man walks inside to go look for the video games.
I mean, he has that creepy vibe going on, which is great. And so then he looks to a table, and on the table there's a bunch of artwork, and he went to go check it out. Now, this is the type of artwork that I love, and I can only imagine what it looked like. But basically, this type of artwork is ink splotches, but they kind of blow the ink in certain directions, and they use that ink on the splotch and make a design out of whatever type of form it made on its own. It's a very natural looking way of making art, but also with the ink, with a white paper, sometimes they use gray paper, it could come out looking very creepy and dark and sadistic. And
a lot of psychiatrists or psychologists will use this with their patients, and they leave it up to
Jesus, David. We're having a podcast, not a concert.
And so they'll leave it up to interpretation of their clients, and a lot of times they'll use this as an insight to their mental well-being.
Yes.
Right?
And he was seeing different designs, and he saw one specifically that looked exactly like Majora's Mask. It had the what does it say? Can you read that? I need my glasses.
It had the same heart-shaped body with little spikes protruding out of the sides. So if you guys have never seen the Majora's Mask, go ahead, look it up, and just imagine all that all in black, right?
David will put a picture of Majora's Mask right here. Then he's done. Shovel.
And so he sees this as the old man comes back, and
Do you know what those things are called?
the splotches?
Yeah.
No.
The Rorschach test.
I've taken one of those before.
Did it say you were a serial killer?
No, I actually
I follow the Scandinavian guy on TikTok who does this stuff, and
Serial kills?
No,
Oh.
he does the ink
The
splotch
Rorschach
work,
test.
and he makes it into little trolls. It's fucking amazing. It's my favorite.
I never got my results back, so I might be. Who knows? But I'm gonna read this next part. So this is after the guy sees the Majora's Mask ink splot, right? He puts it up to like he's seeing an ink blot, but he really wants the game, so that's why he's seeing it the way that he is, right?
Like it's calling to him.
So he says, after staring at the Majora-shaped blot, I looked up, and the old man was suddenly there again, arm's length in front of me, smiling at me. I'll admit I jumped out of reflex, and I laughed nervously as he handed me a Nintendo 64 cartridge. It was standard gray color, except that someone had written Majora on it in black permanent marker.
Nice.
I got butterflies in my stomach as I realized what a coincidence this was, and asked him how much he wanted for it. So how much do you think like an old game like that would go for at a garage sale, David?
Majora's Mask, probably not mint condition, written over, $12.
I mean, you can't even prove that it's Majora's Mask. It's
Because
just
it
it's just a cartridge just has the word Majora on it.
Oh, sub 5.
I'd probably say like $1 or $2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the old man smiled at him after he asked how much it was, and he said, "I'll give it to you for free."
Now, Matt, he said he's going to give it to you for free.
Yep.
Now, from your standpoint, all this is happening to you. Do you take this?
I feel like I would go one of two ways. Either A, I'd be like, this is all happening and it's such a coincidence, I need to take it. Or B, the logical side of me is like, read the fucking signs and get out of the room.
Wrong.
But you can't read between the lines.
I can't. We just talked about this.
What I would do is I'd be like, no, I have to give you something. So I would give him $10.
10 for a fucking... No, there's no way.
You're getting an N64 out of it too. It's
No,
not just the game.
You
It's just the
have the
cartridge.
64. You just get the game.
It's just the cartridge.
He said he came out with the gray N64 and the cartridge.
No, it's just a gray cartridge with no art on it.
Oh, I read this wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for free. I'm cool with that. I would still take it.
You would take it though.
Oh, for sure. There's no way you can put it like. Just keep going. Keep going.
So he ends up taking the game, and as he's leaving, the old man says what he hears to be. What does he say, Dalton?
Goodbye, then.
Right?
That's your old man voice?
That's my old man voice.
So he says goodbye then, and he's like, okay, like, whatever, like, So as he's driving home, he sits there and he's like listening, thinking about what the guy said, because it didn't really sound like then, but he wasn't sure what it was. So he's like, okay, like whatever, like, all right, goodbye then. And then he gets home and he puts the cartridge in to play Majora's Mask. That's the one game he really wanted. Loads it up, and there's a saved file on the cartridge. And it's labeled to Ben.
So now we started to put the pieces together, and he wasn't saying goodbye then. He was saying goodbye, Ben.
So he was saying goodbye, Ben. And so he's like trying to justify what's going on. He's like, okay, like maybe there was something, like maybe his grandson's name was Ben, and he has Alzheimer's, and I reminded him of his grandson Ben.
Yeah.
So if that's all that happened, that would be great, right?
But you know what? That's beautiful, though. You know what I mean? Like he
gave him some joy.
He gave him some joy. He's like, look, this game's gonna be appreciated just like how Ben appreciated this game. You know what I mean? So he's passing on the love, passing on the generations of happiness that it brought him, which is beautiful.
So homie puts in the game, turns it on, and sees the saved file that says Ben. So just out of curiosity, goes in to see where he's at, and this guy's like right at the very end. He's got like one more boss to go. He almost has all the masks, like everything, right? He's like right at the end.
Yeah, I think 3 out of the 4 masks, something like that.
Yeah, and he thinks to himself, he's like, man, like what a shame. Like this guy got so close to the end, but he didn't finish it. So then he goes, all right, you know what? I'm going to start a new file. He goes, starts a new file, names it Link, as everybody should. For those of you that don't know, that's a jab at David. And so he starts his game. But shortly into it, weird things start happening. Like he begins to, in normal conversation with NPCs, or NCPs, what is it?
NPCs.
NPCs. With NPCs, they start interchanging the names Link and Ben.
Which I feel like is different, but also it's an old game. It's on Nintendo 64. Those files can easily get mixed up. It's common. I don't see that as a big thing. And
if you guys have never played Majora's Mask, there's this giant scary moon that falls down and essentially explodes the earth or whatever, ends the earth, and you have to start over constantly as you move throughout the game.
Scariest looking thing in the world. The
moon is terrifying. But there's also certain things, like there's a mask salesman, there's a Zelda statue, there's these, and certain songs that get played at certain times, right? But if you play the game, it's like methodical. You repeat certain parts so much as you go throughout the game that it is kind of like it's repetitive, and you kind of know what to expect, right? So anybody that's played the game before should know what to expect. So this person goes through the game, and he gets annoyed of Link and Ben being interchanged. So then he decides to go and he deletes the original file of the game. So he deletes Ben.
Goodbye, Ben.
Goodbye, Ben. So when he deletes Ben, all of a sudden some crazy things start to happen. So he goes into the game, and instead of starting where he's supposed to start, he starts later on in the game at a specific town. But there's no NPCs. And for those of you that don't know, NPCs are...
Missing the...
Yeah.
He did the glitch.
That's later on.
No, that's how it all started.
That's how it starts.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, fill me in.
Well, I don't know how to explain it. I don't understand the glitch. I just know he did it.
So you have 3 days before the world ends, and that's what he's talking about, the repetitiveness. Like,
but it did start later on for him.
Yeah, it did start later on.
It did start later on for the Link
because he was at the 3rd day already.
Yeah.
So he was like, well, I need to go back, but there's a glitch that lets you like get another day for free, essentially, and you have to do this weird process.
You go through
to make that happen.
The telescope, you hit a button, and then the timer disappears.
And you have however much time
Yeah.
you need to finish your stuff.
So he does that, and then when he does that, he ends up in is it like Clock Town or something like that,
The
right?
clock tower or something.
Yeah, so he ends up in this town, but where all these NPCs or computer generated players were, it's empty. And he begins to walk around, and a certain song, it begins to play backwards, and he's walking around trying to figure out what's going on, and he is describing this in this post as feeling incredibly lonely and just so lost. And he said he's not somebody that deals with depression, but he feels incredibly depressed. And so he starts to walk around and look for different things.
Is this when the music is playing?
This is when it's playing backwards.
So one thing that Matthew forgot to mention for a second is all the music that goes on in the game is now being played backwards. So what was the song that was being played backwards?
The Song of Healing.
Song of Healing. Is there a way you can find that and play it on here for them? Play
Yeah.
backwards? That'd be cool.
It's a little dicey. I'll see if I can get clips of.
Yeah.
We'll get what you find out later.
Yes.
To kind of go along with this.
And while this music's playing in the background and playing backwards, every now and then he would hear the faint laugh of the happy mask salesman in the background.
Who, regardless of whether this game is haunted or not, is a creepy.
Yeah, it's just
creepy
a
guy.
weird track,
Yeah.
right?
Creepy thing.
But it was like quiet enough to not to like kind of make you question if you were actually hearing it or not, right? Like you would be like, oh, I think I am, but also like it's not loud enough to actually be in the game. But the Song of Healing was repeated backward, and by the end of it, he was just standing in the middle of this giant town, realizing that he was alone. And like I said, he was incredible, like feeling super alone, and like textures were out of place, and the atmosphere and the melody, it was just like really like haunting.
Yeah.
Like something just felt very, very off. And whenever he would try to leave the town, the screen would just fade to black, and he would just end up in another part of the town. So he tried pulling out his little musical instrument, and he would try to escape. But every time the song would play, he would just it would there would be text that would appear as he played his instrument, and it would say, "Your notes echo far, but nothing happens." Which I don't know if that happens if you play the wrong notes or what, but like I've never had that happen. I've played this game before. So this guy feels super, super weird, right? And so then all of a sudden it goes to he does a couple other things, and he can't get out of the town. But then all of a sudden he does something that leads to all of a sudden this individual in the game called the Skull Kid. And he ends up standing on the clock tower.
You're skipping him. One of the things he tries to do to get out, he's like, there's a pool at this point in the game, so he goes to try and drown himself in it, and that's when the statue shows up.
Oh, is that when the statue shows up? But
That's when
there's
the statue
text
shows
with it, right? So he goes to the pool. He tries to drown himself, but then there's a statue of Link that shows up. But normally the statue is like not directly facing the fucking screen. But in this instance, when
it's also in one place.
Yes. So the statue appears and it's facing the screen and is not where it's supposed to be. But on top of that, anywhere he walks, the statue just like kind of like reappears all over the place. And then then he does something to try and
he just keeps running away. And then there's that flash of the happy mask salesman, and then Link.
Yeah, that flash came randomly every few minutes or so.
And
a laugh would come, and then the face would come just right on the screen out of nowhere.
And then
it would
Link,
disappear.
it cut to Link.
Yeah.
Just staring
at the
your
camera.
own character, Link.
And then the screen faded to black and it said "Dawn of a New Day." And then it's like a bunch of like capital I's appeared. So then after that, it fades back into the top of the clock tower with that same skull, or the same statue, which is called Skull Kid, is hovering over him, silent, and there's like nothing going on, right? And he tries to attack this he tries to attack the Skull Kid, and then there's text that appears, and it basically just says something along the lines of like, "That's not gonna hurt me," or that there's no reason for you to try to do that. Right, with he. So then it like reappears. He tries it again, and then all of a sudden Link bursts into flames, falls to the floor, and there's electricity coming all around Link. Right,
And he's screaming.
It's an animation that you've never seen in any type of Zelda game. It's just very odd to see because we've played a lot of Zelda. Don't get me wrong, and I've never seen that type of animation in any of them.
Yeah, and then this happens repeatedly. Like Link, it happens.
Like the first thing he does is he shoots him with a few arrows,
And then he falls to the floor.
The second time he
charges them.
He charges them, burns into flames. The third time he hits a jar, burns into flames. The fourth time he does the ocarina song, burns into flames. Then the fifth time, it goes to black. It comes back to him, but this time he's just dead on the floor.
He's just lying on the ground.
You can't move. You can't do anything. You're just staring at him while the songs play backwards.
And the worst part is that his head is tilted to the camera. Like Link is staring at you while he's dead. So the game fades out, and then a text appears that says, "You've been met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" Before kicking them all the way back to the title screen. So
okay, yes, this is where it gets good.
So upon getting to the title screen and start again, he noticed that his save file wasn't there. So instead of Link, it was replaced with an all caps that says "Your turn."
Your turn.
It had 3 hearts, 0 masks, no items. So he selected Your Turn and immediately returned to the clock tower rooftop where Link was dead again, right? So then everything goes through. And then when he goes back to the title screen, he now has 2 save files. One says Your Turn and the other one says Ben. And so Ben's save file is right back where it started before he decided to delete it at the Stone Tower Temple. And so he turned the game off, and it was like way too fucked up for him to want to go through it, right? So that's kind of where this one ends. So this is part 1 of 5. We're going to go through this for the next 4 weeks.
Because he posts 5 times.
And the craziest part about this is that he records it. So there's actual like video of everything that we just went through and that he goes through in this post.
And hopefully you've seen that. But the problem is, which we'll find out kind of throughout this, is it might not be the best idea to take this stuff and download it anywhere.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
So
Watch it on YouTube and just kind of like leave it there, you know?
Yeah, it's
We'll put the link down below.
But
unsettling.
But don't download it.
So David brought this up, and immediately we started reading, and it's a lot. Like, this guy types a lot.
it's a lot.
And
So
apparently
much reading.
he did everything the exact same way a second time to be able to document it all and to be able to record it at the very end. So at the very end, when he starts recording, which is basically the part right when he starts to shoot the floating salesman or whatever.
When he goes back and he's in like the empty town is when it starts.
That's right. That's right.
You see the statue show
Yeah.
up.
Yes. So he goes.
That's
when he,
creepy too.
That's when he decided to start recording it. So you kind of get to see the progress of that. But the worst part of it all is the day after he records this, he decides this is fucked up. I don't want anything to do with this game. He goes back to the house of where he sold it or where he bought it. The house has a for sale sign, and that old man with the hazy eye that had sold him the game is nowhere to be found.
He ran away.
He's gone.
It kind of reminds me of like a Ouija board concept.
Or Goosebumps.
It could also be Goosebumps.
That's some Goosebumps shit if I've ever heard it.
Dun, dun, dun.
But yeah, so that's gonna be our segment for the next couple of weeks because like I'm too interested to not do this, and
I think this next version. I think we're gonna get better and better as we do this. We're trying to make this a more efficient segment.
Yeah.
We gotta.
We'll engage. We want to make it entertaining.
Yeah, we'll make it better.
But yeah, so if you want to follow along with us,
Please wait.
don't look it up.
don't look it up.
But if you don't, just go fucking read it.
Mitchell's gonna read it.
Or
Yeah,
if
he's not patient.
if this is interesting to you but you don't really care either, then just keep tuning in because you're gonna hear it regardless. But
Damn it.
yeah, so that's our deep dive. That also kind of is like are supernatural. So do you guys want to do, which of the two do you want to do? Your 99-cent advice?
Let's do 99 cent.
All right. We're going to do 99-cent advice.
And it is.
Oh, you got an intro, big guy.
Come on.
You got 99 cents with your name on it. It's advice.
And this week's 99-cent advice is,
If it's stupid and it works.
It ain't stupid.
Amen. Amen.
You know what? Sometimes the weirdest shit just makes sense in life. Like, honestly, like, who would have thought? Who would have thought that fruit roll-ups is good? Who would have thought that Gushers is delicious?
Who would have thought that mustard on a ho-ho? Delicious.
That shit's gross as fuck. I tried it. Do not try that.
You tried
shit.
it?
Yeah.
You actually tried it?
Yeah. Ask mom.
Did you really? No, mom made me do some weird like glazed donut that was fucking disgusting.
No, mom made me do the ho-ho with that.
Was it good?
No.
Huh.
It was absolutely disgusting. I don't know. Pick up your mic. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know why someone thought that was good.
There's a TikTok. So I watched a TikTok where this guy got a comment. And he does all these different like drinks and like food videos, and it was like, oh, ho ho and mustard, and it tastes like super good. But I've seen another one that was nacho cheese, and you dip a Snickers in nacho cheese, and it's supposed to be super good. And I don't know if I could trust this guy because I've never seen him eat something and say that it was bad.
I feel like homeboy doesn't have taste buds.
You think he got COVID? You just can't taste anymore?
Maybe. Damn. I like this saying though, because even I feel like everyone tries to do things so efficiently in life, and they try to be the best and do their best job. But sometimes just going with the flow and letting shit happen, shit just works itself out. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what it's trying to say. Like, if it's stupid and it works, it ain't stupid.
Yeah, I feel like it's less about diagnosing like the method of it and being like stupid can be considered like, well, that's not really what I would have done to get there, but I mean, technically you got there.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, I mean, I guess it works.
It's like so many times in school, I would be like in math class and the teacher would go, Dalton, how did you get this answer? And I went, I don't know. I just did this, and added this, was subtracting this. And she's like, how do you get that answer? Like, you're supposed to do this, and it's something super simple, and I made it super complicated, but I still got the same answer. And she's like, I don't understand how you got that answer. And I was like, well, I can't really count, so that's what happened.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I feel like this is like 50-cent advice, you know? Like, I feel like this is very similar to if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Why?
Because if you're doing something an unorthodox way, but it works, it's not broke, don't fix it.
But there's also a good chance there's a more efficient way of doing it.
Do you think it's closer to if it ain't broke, don't fix it, or do you think it's closer to think outside the box?
I feel like
If it ain't broke, don't fix
think
it.
outside the box inherently refers to actively seeking another way to do something.
Another solution and a better one.
As opposed to this is just what you inherently solve the problem as.
This is like the
And it
first thought in your
works.
head, and you're like, I'm just going to try it.
So it's intuition versus method and technique.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
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 So I wouldn't say 99-cent advice. I would say like
50 cent.
50 cent.
Because you guys aren't.
I appreciate what it's saying, but I don't necessarily agree completely. Like, if it works, it works. Like, I have to give you credit for that. But I feel like there's better ways to go about it for multiple reasons. But if we're just going strictly on, does A plus B equals C, and technically you make that work somehow, then sure.
It's just like that instinct thing that you just think, oh, might as well try it.
So
That's a stupid thing.
Is it advice or is it an explanation?
Oh.
Because it sounds like you're saying, I wouldn't give this advice to someone, but I would use it as an explanation for someone after they've finished it.
Oh, that's a very good.
I'm not going to lie. I wasn't listening.
I think it's an explanation.
Because if it was advice, someone would do it, and you'd be like, well, if it works and it's stupid, if it's stupid and it works, it ain't stupid. And that as advice would be like, keep doing what you're doing. because it's working. Whereas his explanation is like, hey, it's not stupid because it worked, but let's.
I kind of want to say both.
I think it's all in the tone.
All right. Well, then what is the best situation to use this in?
For newbies, like it's stupid, but it works. So I mean, it ain't stupid, I guess.
So the best situation is when you're calling a bunch of people who are new to something stupid.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
But still, like, in a form of encouragement.
I feel like it's applicable. How is calling somebody stupid encouragement?
Matt,
I think
on the tone,
I
dog.
think,
You clearly don't understand tone.
I think he's mixing up encouragement and admiration.
I don't know what that word means. So
Admiration?
admire, is it the same thing?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
then
you
yes.
admire their ingenuity in making this work.
Yeah. I feel like immediately my head goes to like engineering of some kind. Like I feel like that's a situation where you always kind of have to like, I just need it to work somehow. How I
can
get
see
it there,
David
it
using
doesn't
this.
really matter. I just need it to work.
Yeah.
And I need it to work with all these other things. If I can find that out, it's probably the right way.
I think you have the biggest chance of using this line more than we do.
And what's the worst situation
Did
to
you
use
get this
in?
from your boss?
No.
Oh, okay.
The pull-out method.
When describing your child, this is the worst situation when you're describing, like, what's your child like? Like if it's stupid, it works. It's not stupid.
You're saying your kid's not stupid.
Yeah, but but you're comparing it to like it's a
Matt,
functioning human.
No, think about it. The pull-out method. If it's stupid and it works, I mean, it ain't stupid.
Actually, that I think.
That's a terrible place to give that as advice to someone.
But it's
You're right,
great
you're
place
right.
as an explanation if you're trying to defend yourself.
But it's not stupid.
Dalton coming in with the primo example.
Straight facts,
Hey,
dog.
man.
Straight facts.
Yeah.
All right, hey, we're gonna
Throw
start
the fox.
with you this week, David. What are you squaring up with this week?
What am I squaring up with right now? My butt, dude. It's so itchy. I don't know why it's so itchy right now.
Ew.
Am I just? I don't know.
Wipe.
No, just like you know how like your skin gets itchy at times.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that.
Do you put?
Or it's like when you like shave your neck or something, and then you just have like the hairs.
Yeah, and when it
on
starts
the-
to grow
on the
back.
back.
Yeah.
Or on your shoulders for a while. What are you giving me that look for?
I was cracking my knuckle.
You weren't listening. This is
No.
not listening face.
Yes, I know.
But
Sorry.
yeah, that's what I'm squaring up with right
Nice.
now.
Nice.
Why? What are you squaring up with, Matt?
I am scoring up with
He doesn't have anything.
my tires.
Oh.
I just stop, bro. I gotta do that.
And catalytic converter thieves.
Yes, and catalytic converter thieves. My great friend Rahil is having catalytic converter problems.
Say
I
that 3
don't-
times fast.
Catalytic converter, catalytic converter, catalytic converter. But I don't know if that's like it
Wow,
got
I'm
stolen
impressed.
I don't think it got stolen.
or if like something's just wrong.
No, someone's
could
just
be it.
hiding it.
David will figure out when he gets home.
Probably a
Dalton,
gnome.
Dalton, what are you squaring up with this week?
Wait, why are you squaring up with your tires?
Oh, one of them has like a slow leak, and I have to keep refilling it with air, and I don't want to go back to the tire spot because I just went there to get this problem fixed.
I'm squaring up.
It could be indicative of like your knee, you know? Get it fixed.
Such a
Don't keep using it and
Yeah.
slowly wearing it out.
That's Matthew doing all these workouts that he's doing. Is if it
oh
ain't stupid.
my god!
Hell yeah.
Hey, there we go. That's a good one.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, but it's still
Hey,
fucking stupid.
If it ain't stupid and it works, if it's
All right.
stupid and it works,
Let's
it
hear
ain't
you
stupid.
say that in 10 years, buddy.
All right, big guy.
What am I scoring up with? I'm scoring up with Matthew working out
There you
with
go.
the bum knee and thinking that it's
my
okay.
God.
Because you know what? I want to train with this guy.
What
in
did
the
he
future.
What did he do today? What movement did
Oh,
he do?
you know what? It's crazy. He actually did burpees.
And what is a burpee for people that don't know what burpees are?
I mean, Matt, do you want to show them? You did like 30 of them, so I
Nah.
feel like you know how to do them pretty well.
Nah, dude, I'm taking care of my knee.
It's basically you jump, go to like push-up position,
You kneel down.
kneel down, push-up position, knee, your body touches the ground, you kneel back up. That's a saying, and then you jump up with your hands in the air, and that's one.
And then you
And
land
then
on your knees.
You're jumping in the air and you're landing. These
Yeah.
are all pinpoints of the knee moving. The joints
You're
are going
squatting
bending,
down.
squatting,
You're
doing all
you're
things.
squatting. You're standing up.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, you know,
Unless
no, fuck off.
Unless
care.
what?
unless you don't bend your knees, you just move your legs straight
Matthew,
back.
and this
you
is-
hold
this
your
is-
injured leg up in the air. You fall to the floor. You do a push-up, and then without bending your knees again, you bring your legs back up.
I will say
and
this
you don't
now.
jump at the top.
I will say this now. I was there the whole time he was doing them, and I saw him do all his burpees. Never once did he not jump. Never once did he not bend his knees.
David, dude, what's your woe dude of the week?
You know what? I'm gonna take a big L on this one, just because I don't know if there's anyone else out there in the world that also was a just disgusting, unhygienic freak like me.
Oh my god, what happened?
where
I don't
is
know.
this going?
I don't know if it,
I'm so scared.
so. When you go to the bathroom and they have in the public bathrooms, what do you guys do?
I shut
Before
on
you
the
sit
floor.
down.
I have no idea. Oh, I put down like the tissue paper. I take pieces of toilet paper and I put it down on the
Yeah,
toilet.
I'm the type of guy that takes my time. Toilet paper.
Or I hover.
No matter if
Even if
shit
they
my
have
pants.
the little
I don't like those things.
pads.
If they use that, if they have that, I'll put that down. But I'll put like extra. Like I'll put 2 or 3 of them down.
Yeah.
But if they don't have enough, I'll just hover.
But you guys don't put your butt on the
My
seat.
cheeks never touch the
Yeah.
actual
No.
thing. No.
I just didn't think it was that big of an issue, a big deal.
And so you David, you're telling 250 people right now that you don't cover the seat when you shit in a public
Maybe
restroom.
one of those 250 people
Will agree with
also doesn't not agree with me because I understand that it's wrong. now.
No.
I just didn't recognize it, but maybe someone else out there is thinking the same way, and they just need to be woken up a little bit, like I needed to be woken up, and now they'll keep their butt in healthier hygiene.
Hey, good for them. Good for them. You know, we're all learning.
I remember there was this one kid back in like kindergarten. Sometimes like the kid kept the door open when he shit, and he sat on the toilet, but his legs were also up on the toilet. His knees were bent on the toilet.
Dude,
Like,
what a squat.
His knees were at his chest. Yeah, and he was shitting like that.
Like an Asian squat, but his feet are on the toilet seat.
Yes.
What a
yes.
squat.
And he would do it every day.
Why
right before
were,
we had to leave.
why were
leave
you in the
school.
bathroom with him every day?
No, because the bathroom was like by the play area.
So you
could
saw
see
in
it.
the bathroom?
You could see it. Yeah.
What would you rather have to deal with? Someone doing that or someone who drops trowel when
While
they
using
use
the
the
urinal?
urinal?
I've had both of those happen.
Definitely the other one. Also, I had some kid do that and he just didn't know. So I like took the time to like explain to him why he shouldn't drop his pants all the way. I was like, bro.
He's too nice. I just left.
Yeah. No, because he was getting made fun of. That's fucked up.
By you?
No.
That stupid bitch. Here's how you fix that.
No, I walked in and there's all these people that were making fun of him. So I like told them to fuck off and they left. And then I like told them.
What a
like,
hero.
I was like, yo,
Not-
you just need to like, you just need to whip it out. You don't need to pull up. No, not even that. No,
You're a
fuck
hero,
that. No,
dude.
I'm not looking for credit. Like, you just need to whip it out.
No, I don't want the credit, guy.
Shut up. No, that's not funny. I'm seriously not.
Oh my god.
Well, Matt, what gets you stoked what was your woe, dude?
My woe, dude. Oh, NASA flew a helicopter over Mars or the moon or something like that. Monique told me. It was crazy.
It's wild.
Dang, like a helicopter over the moon? I don't think that's how it works.
That's what happened.
Was it like you staring at the moon and then a helicopter went up and around it,
I
over it?
literally
like
know
that?
nothing. I just never have anything for this segment, so I wanted to make sure I had something. Monique has a stargazing app where it shows you like where like everything is at all times. Like I'll show you the constellations and stuff, which she really likes. And then she got an update from it saying that NASA had launched a helicopter over either the moon or Mars. I'm assuming it's the moon.
Probably the moon.
Yeah, it's a stargazing app. But I know
Dang.
nothing else other than that. But if that is true, that's fucking crazy.
They could look it up if they want to know more.
Yeah. Dalton, what's your woe dude of the week?
Shrek 5.
Nice.
It's coming out.
The musical?
No, it's not.
Shrek 5.
Are you serious?
The original cast?
Huh?
Thinking out?
Yeah, I think so.
Hell
In
yeah.
2022, baby. Same with Avatar.
Hell yeah.
You
Blue
sent me that
people.
video and it was
Bro, wasn't that crazy?
weird as fuck.
We're not gonna talk about it because me, Matt, and Mo have some ideas for that. We're gonna make one.
Hell yeah. David, what got you stoked this week?
Oh, it could be an origin story. That's all we need now is a Shrek origin story.
Yeah, I want to know how that fucker grew up.
It's gonna have the
He was
original
always just
cast.
massive.
I think he was always just angry.
No, I don't think he was always angry. I think he was made angry because people didn't misunderstood him. They thought somebody would
What do you
once
think happened
tell
to his
them.
parents? What do you think happened to Shrek's parents?
I don't know. Probably got put in Farquaad land.
Damn.
David, what got you stoked this week?
Come back to me. I had it and I can't remember.
We
right now.
already did it.
Don, what got you stoked this week?
I already did my stoked.
What was your
You
stoke?
said your woe dude was Shrek 5.
Oh, are those two different things?
Yeah.
Yes. We
Well,
do
dude,
this
it's like,
every
I
week.
can't believe
How
this
much
is
do you not
happening.
pay attention?
I forgot we got a stoked. What am I stoked about? I got this cool calendar that my friend got me from my office. It's like a bunch of little like blocks. You got to change them out every day. They're really cool. I get to change those out and change the dates and stuff. It's awesome. I like those.
Hell yeah.
Matt?
You're terrible at asking the same question. What got me so... Oh, today I had a call with somebody at work who's in the same position that I was in 3 years prior. And then just like... It was just a great fucking call, and he was just amped and just like fired up and hungry, and like that just like got me super fucking fired up. So that was super cool. What about you, Dave? What got you stoked this week?
Oh, we got our bikes. Me and Rachel got our bikes.
Nice.
Now we're gonna fix them out. We're gonna start biking everywhere. We got a little backpack for Indy because he's too scared of bikes, so he'll just hang out in the carrier. He's small enough.
Your dog's scared of bikes?
And he's scared of everything.
Yep.
He's a real a-hole.
He is.
All right, you've made it this far into the podcast. Thank you so much for your time. Go ahead and leave a 5-star rating and a review wherever you listen to this podcast. And if you're here on YouTube watching us, thank you so much. Go ahead and click the subscribe button down below and a bell notification icon in the corner so you know when we upload our videos. And for everybody who listened, thank you so much. And until
Follow us at Drumm Podcast on Instagram and on
all of our social media platforms.
All of our social media platforms, please. Thank you.
Thank you. I was literally going to forget that. Appreciate
I
that.
got you, man. I got you.
Appreciate it. And until next week, everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Until then, I'm Drumm.
I'm Drummer.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye. Can we say stay safe, stay healthy, and stay humbled?
Will you do me a favor, David?
Yeah.
Will you actually edit this part out?
Yes.
Thank you.